Hello. So, this is my immigration discussion, and I have my notes. But so we're gonna start off by after we read the textbook for chapter 4 and then watched the videos. They basically kind of talk about the same thing, honestly. So I'm just gonna like combine them instead of saying like what the video talked about, and what the videos talked about, what the notes talked about. I mean the textbook, and I'm just gonna put them all together. But what was my first thing was how immigration is talked about more like a political matter instead of like somebody's life. You get what I'm saying? Like they talk about it more like a debate or like whatever, and like it doesn't involve real people with their real situations, real feelings, real families, real, everything. That was one thing. And then another thing was that how many immigrants are leaving their home because of safety issues or what did I say? They not because they want to, but because they have to, because of violence, poverty, corruption, unsafe conditions. A lot of them are staying where they might feel even more dangerous than where they're like, instead of like risking leaving. Sorry if you hear my baby crying in the background, he's in there. But sorry. And that was another thing too, because I remember when it was a lot of immigrants, when Trump first got in office, he kept talking about the immigrants that were coming over the borders, like sneaking over the border and stuff. And it was a whole cartel war going on down there in Mexico. And he was like, send them back. Granted, he does have every right to like, not want illegal people in the country and stuff, but it was just bigger than that. It was people, they were like killing kids and they were blowing up places and they were doing all types of crazy stuff, and they were just trying to find better. And even though they did it the wrong way, I don't really think they had the time or the mental capacity to do it the right way, because it is a quite long process. So yeah, that was another thing. Something else that stood out to me was immigration has always been part of history. Like, let's face it, Americans weren't even here first. I don't even know why they act like they were. But like, when we got over here, I'm black, so I was a slave. But when I got over here, technically that's immigration. You took us from one country to another. When the Mayflower got over here with the English and the British and stuff, y'all were immigrants. It's always been a part of history. Always Christopher Columbus. Part of history. Like, it's always been something, but it seems like we only want to put the immigration title and the bad title only on certain groups of people. That's the problem. But hey, not gonna get into that because there's a lot of debates about that. Okay. Anyways, it just made me just deeply think, and was just like, like this is just a lot or whatever. But yeah, that's my take on this whole immigration thing. It's not really much. It is what it is. Everybody got their opinions. The textbook and the videos really didn't teach me anything that I already didn't know. So, whatever. But a question I do have is, when people are fleeing violence, poverty, or instability, do you think the United States has a moral responsibility to respond with more compassion and support, especially for children and families, or should immigration policy still focus mainly on reinforcement? I think that's a question that's been asked like all our lives, is should we let them in because of their situation, or should we just keep it? And I feel like that question is always going to be 50-50. That answer is always going to be 50-50. It's never going to, nobody's ever going to agree completely on the answer, because some people are just more impetus than others. Like, some people just care more than others. And that's okay. But, it is what it is. But, hey, yeah, that's my take.